everybody. Last week, my senior team and I took some time away from school to reflect together. It was a powerful, in some ways, even a humbling experience. I'm fortunate to work with incredibly strong, clever, and committed colleagues, people who are resilient, who are highly empathetic, and who are driven by a passionate desire to serve others, especially children, of course. But as well as reflecting on ourselves as individuals and how we work together as a team, we also spent a good amount of time evaluating our current standing as a learning community, and then refining our vision for where we want to head in the medium and long term. Defining, if you like, the kind of school we want to become. In this second year of my tenure as director, I want us all to consider this question. Now, I don't want to affect or influence your feedback, which we'll be surveying in due course, by telling you what type of school the senior team aspires for us to be. What I will say is that there was, somewhat to my surprise, a strong and unanimous connection with a phrase that I've used here in these video messages and elsewhere recently to describe the kind of school I would wish us to be. What was also clear, and again this was unanimous, was that in order to become the school we dream of, we will need to cultivate one particular skill, a habit that will ensure that our self-improvement journey is both authentic and sustainable. And that skill is the habit of being constantly, honestly, and critically reflective. Compliance as a reason for choosing the right thoughts, words, and actions is an extraneous motivator and is therefore inherently fragile. However, when there is a culture of honest self-reflection in the interests of self-improvement and in service of the well-being and development of a wider community, that is an intrinsic motivation that is strong and sustainable. It's not enough for us to tell young people what to do or say, or perhaps even think. We need to explain to them why, and the why needs to be more profound than because it's the rule, or worse, because I say so. By asking our young people to be regularly and honestly reflective, we're training them to take ownership of their own learning and self-development. We're empowering them to be leaders of their own journeys towards becoming the best versions of themselves. And if this is true of young people, it's just as true of teachers and secretaries and cleaners and middle leaders and accountants and senior leaders and parents and governors. Because the journey towards becoming the best version of ourselves is a lifelong journey. And a learning community full of such people will surely be full of integrity, compassion, and determination, and be a place where members are united by a passionate sense of belonging. Have a great weekend, everybody.